sniper drones and the hunt for the KVA's #1. This is the Mapped Out Gamer, and you are watching my review and commentary on the mission Manhunt in Advanced Warfare. So the Atlas team finally has enough intel to go after Hades and eliminate him. And Jonathan Irons can give a shit about the US military, so he's got all the intel he needs and he's going in regardless, even if it means an act of war. In the beginning of the level, you're looking for a KVA member. You'll use multiple cameras to do like a facial recognition scan. This part was relatively easy once you locate the KVA member. And then you suit up. This is where the real fun begins. Alright, so it's drone time. You finally get a hold of a sniper drone. I really enjoyed this part, playing with the drone. It kind of drew you away from that first person shooter perspective and gave a cool bird's eye view of the entire map. I did notice, you do have to be aware of your timing of your shots, and where you're placing the drone. You do have full 360 view of the entire building here, and it is important to place yourself in the right place at the right time. Make sure you listen to your spotter, Ilona. She's calling out all your shots, and if you do miss a shot or don't follow an order, the mission will be compromised, unfortunately, and you'll have to restart. So once Gideon and the team finally bust into the meeting and get Hades, you soon discover, shit, this isn't Hades. And that's when the KVA pounce on you guys and surround you. And now it's on to chasing the real Hades through the streets of Greece. This particular firefight was really fun. It was almost kind of like target practice, because you see enemies in the windows, you see them on the railings. There's quite a bit of enemies that you do have to take out. The streets in this Greece level are pretty tight. So I was kind of forced to stick to the inside of the building, which is great because there's a lot more enemies, and that's where you can find most of the cover. I did notice as well, some of the KVA members are fully armored, and I did notice that it did take a lot more shots to kill them. So this was a really good addition to the difficulty curve, kind of ramping up the player for harder and more challenging enemies. Now we're still running through the streets of Greece. This time we're escaping a sniper in the bell tower, and man, the sniper is just ripping up the building. I got the sense of shit, you do really got to run through the streets, because you see it destroying buildings, it's shooting through the walls, and you really got to figure out a way to take this guy out. Once you eliminate the sniper in the bell tower, it's on to the real Hades. I found myself using the threat grenades a lot. These grenades really helped tremendously in firefights. I almost felt they were too easy to use, but if you have them, why not use them? Alright, so this all leads up to the end, where you have to battle Hades. You and Ilona kind of get into this scuffle with him. You're trying to fight your way, and you end up killing the guy. And that's when he gives his famous last words, "Irons knows." That's the best I could do. And you ask yourself, well, what does Irons know? And that's actually the last line of the mission, where Ilona says, what does Irons know? I really enjoyed how this cliffhanger was set up. It reminded me of the reviews that were given out for Advanced Warfare, how it said it blurred the lines between film and video games. Since in film you have 3 acts, and what defines the end of an act is the point of no return. And here we see Hades, kind of giving this information to Mitchell to let him discover more about Irons. And you know that from this point on, things are going to be a lot different. So now let's see what Act 2 brings us. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a good one.